I said she grabbed my hand, girls resting, met the bar, witness said, tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess she tweet, I guess she confess, she thinking less, not drinking less, bathroom says, best to get spontaneous, I stereotype, put to rest tonight, imagine, believe, and achieve, it works, Skyline as a rise like fireworks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to After the Storm. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Thunder versus the Sixers tonight. I really thought going into this game that the Thunder were going to have a very good chance of winning simply because the Sixers were in flux after the James Harden Simmons trade. I thought, the Sixers were going to have some different lineups because of the license they got, especially the loss with Seth Curry, their best three-point shooter. So I figured that would give the Thunder a pretty good chance to step in and get a W while they're in flux. And I thought the Thunder played really, really well to begin, and especially the Sixers just kind of just not knowing what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. And I, heard someone earlier tonight talking about, how disgusted they are about James Harden, how he's gotten himself out of two different positions and how they think that's bad for the NBA and, the Ben Simmons. And I want to tell them, shut up, you idiot. You're an effing idiot. You know what the hell you're talking about, okay? You're a typical player who didn't have no skill. You weren't going anywhere. You probably played junior high was the maximum you ever played, okay? There's nothing wrong with somebody being in a situation that they want to get a chip and they're trying to get out. This is not slavery. This is not the old school stuff. This is none of that. Okay? If you're working for an employer and you have a chance to go somewhere else and you don't like where you are because of the way you're being treated or the way the management's doing things, you should have every right to go somewhere else. Now, the Sixers completely screwed up the Ben Simmons thing. They held this out way past what they should have. After Ben Simmons and what happened last year, the Sixers should have traded Ben Simmons right then and there because it wasn't going to work because of what Embiid said, what Doc Rivers said, the way the Philadelphia fans felt about him. He was gone. He was no longer going to be in Philadelphia. So, yeah, he wanted out of there. They wanted to hold on to him because they wanted too much. So you need to shut up. You don't have a clue what you're talking about, okay? You have a zero clue. And James Harden, why would you want to stay in New Jersey? You went there because of your boy KD and because of Kyrie. Then all of a sudden, they passed the rules where you can't, vaccine and this and that. And we've already talked about all this. But I just hate people when they go out and they spread this stuff and they, people believe them because they think because you're on some sort of sports radio or you're on, whatever, you got sports TV, you know what you're talking about. You're wrong. People should have the right to do whatever they want to do. So, anyway, that being said, the Thunder had a perfect opportunity to get a chance to get a W. But I thought, first of all, you're going to have to protect the paint because that monster beast they have inside of Joel Embiid. We had to force them to shoot from the perimeter because they're really not that great of a three-point shooting team. And if we could force them into some bad shots, I think we'd have a chance to stay in. And without Seth, like I said, they were going to have some trouble scoring the basketball besides Harris and Embiid. So, but what happened? We couldn't keep out of it. They were scoring free throws after free throws after free throws. We kept them in the game in free throws. Kept them in the game. 14 for 17 for the half. I mean, really? That's the only way they could really score on us is because, once again, you put certain group in there that we have. They're not very fast. They can't guard. They can't move their feet. And you get guys who are much more athletic than they are. They can't guard them in the perimeter, and so all you can do is foul, which is exactly what happened to the Thunder. But I want to say our bench was pretty good for the most part. And our D was outstanding. I mean, we forced them into a bunch of bad decisions, bad shots, which is why it was 24-24 at the end of the first quarter. Simply because of our defense. Because we weren't doing that necessarily that great on the offensive side. We were making some dumb decisions, and like I've always talked about, we can't rely on the three. We got to get away from that. But our second group gets in there, and these guys think they're three-point shooters. Watch what's happening on your starters and see what they're doing and emulate what they're doing. If you come in there and you start shooting a bunch of threes, hey, I understand it's a three-point league. I understand that the Thunder is 17-30. I get that. But if you want to win the ball game, you're not going to win shooting threes with the rate, and I will go over what we were. So the second half, what happens? Come out, we played pretty good defense, but we weren't not patient on offense, which is what got us in trouble in the first quarter against them. You gotta be more patient on offense. You can't just because you have an open shot doesn't mean anything. Attack the basket, pull up, and shoot a mid range. But we have certain guys on our team who are determined that they're going to shoot the three because the three ball is there because the league says you should shoot three. Well, not everybody can shoot. So you need to pull in and pull up and do a mid range. And when we start attacking the basket and we're going in, we're a completely different ball team. Completely different ball team. When we're not sitting out there relying on threes like Golden State, we stayed in that game because we were attacking the basket, moving without the basketball. And what do I say? Move without the basketball. Don't shoot threes every time that you have one. Attack and pull up and shoot a mid-range. If somebody's flying at you, just go ahead and pull up and shoot a mid-range. Or shoot a teardrop going to the basket. You don't have to shoot a three because you're there. A lot of times get Russell Westbrook in trouble. People goad him into shooting the three. Hey, man, go ahead and shoot that. You know you can't make it. That big old chip on his shoulder, what does he do? He shoots it. And he misses. So that's part of the Thunder's deal, and I've talked about that over and over and over. Go to the basket. You don't have to shoot a three. Now, if you're wide open and you cut it, you're in flow and you're in rhythm, that's completely different. But our guys are shooting fadeaways and backing off and turning their shoulder left and right, and can't do all that. So, anyway, it was 32-34 with 4 minutes to go because of everything that we were doing. And we were attacking the basket. We weren't really throwing up. We weren't shooting a bunch of threes for the most part. I mean, we ended up shooting 17. But for the most part, we really weren't really throwing up. The shots we were taking were very good. They were in flow of the offense, and we were shooting them. But once we start selling for threes, that's what gets us in trouble. So this is the thing. This is what I tell everybody. Or I've been talking about all along. It is 38-38. Because we went to 3 straight layups. All of a sudden, Giddey misses open 3. Then we miss a layup by Terrence Mann. Or Trey Mann, I'm sorry, Terrence. I don't know what I call him. Trey Mann. Okay? Then we miss a layup, Giddey. Then we miss another layup by Favors. All of a sudden, boom, they go on a run. And it was 41-38 with a minute and 39 seconds to go. Ended up the quarter being 41-44. What happened? Giddey open 3, missed layup by Mann, 3 by Embiid, turnover about 2 points. They got 2 points in transition. Giddey, which I don't know with 5 seconds left, I don't know what the hell he was looking at. I do know what he's looking at. He was expecting basically or Mann to cut back door, which it was there, but they didn't see it. And he threw the ball away. They come down and get a layup at the buzzer to go up 41-46 at half. And that's just miscommunication, but if that's SGA, he makes that play. You see what I'm saying? It's about who you have on the court and understanding the situation, looking at what's going on, and knowing you should cut to the basket. If, like I tell all my players always have, it's ball you man. So if your basket is here and you're here and your man is opposite of the basket, you cut to the basket and get a wide open layup. You got to understand the situation. I understand that the coach called a certain play. I get that. But what Giddey saw was that, hey, your backside, back door is wide open. And he as soon as it clapped, he looked, boom, he threw it thinking and going, why didn't you cut? And they're like, well, what do you mean that wasn't the play? No, that was not the play. You can be off script, but a layup is a layup. And he's really good at seeing the floor. Unfortunately, our guys weren't. So, the end of the first half, they were only 1 for 8 from 3, and that's simply because they didn't have Seth Curry. We were 3 for 17, but they were 13 for 16 from free throws. That's why they were in the game. Simply because we put them on the foul line. 13 for 16, and we were 4 for 4. And field goal percentage, we were 14 for 27 in mid-range, 3 for 17 for a total of 38%. 14 for 27, well over 50%, but 3 for 17 from 3. Because our second guys think they can shoot threes. Dude, you can't really shoot threes. If you're catching in the rhythm and shooting, fine. But we got Poku and Williams and whatever. They just want to. They want to. Oh, I'm shooting three. No, go to the basket. And it was so funny is that they were talking on, I forget which NBA deal it was today, and they were talking about uh, the Thunder not making trades and how happy Jerome and Baisley were that our GM Pressey was not picking up the phone. If they saw him picking up the phone, they'd run up and go, hang it up, hang it up. I agree 100% with what they were saying. Those guys, hey, you can basically, you're a nice experiment, but when you go to the basket, you do the same spin move every single time. It's out of control. You're wide. You're throwing your legs all out. And, yeah, can it get better? Yeah, you just need to work on it, but you're out of control on it. Then once players see, they know what you're going to do. And the problem is, like I said, it's not the people score points, and that's all the Thunder really, when they do their broadcast, oh, he had 14 points, he had 16 points. Well, when did he score them? When did he miss his shots? What part of the game was that? Was that a difference when he made them, or was it a difference when he missed, when he did something he shouldn't have done? Where was it in the context of the game? And I'll say that over and over and over. It's not how many points you score, it's when you score them. And how many shots that it takes to make a shot. Yeah, I see guys all the time with 24 and 26 points on 20 shots. Really? Kevin Durant has 25, 26 on 14. Be more efficient in your game. Your shots will go down, your points will go up or maintain the same, but your percentages will go up and your value will go up. So we go into the third quarter and we start with Dort, Giddey, Man, Favors, and Baisley. And what do? I want to force them into bad decisions. I want to stop fouling and sending them to the free throw line. In other words, bailing them out when they're attacking the basket. You don't have to reach. Let them go up, throw it. They're out of control. And the hardest thing for a defender to do, and the good defensive players do this, if a guy is out of control going to the basket, he's not going to reach. He's going to let you throw that mess up there, grab the rebound, and go the other way. Every play is you don't have to reach. Okay? And one thing about Dort, what I want him to do is learn how to tuck the basketball when he goes to the rim. Tuck the basketball. You're getting given up too many balls where the ball gets hit off your leg or you get slapped away from you simply because he's like downhill. He's got tunnel vision. Dude, it's the first guy like I talk about. You got the first guy, you go by him. Here comes the second guy who's a guy in your immediate sight. You got to worry about the third guy because whatever move you make on the second guy will depend on what the third guy is. But you have to have that in your repertoire in order to make that happen. But he just goes like a bull in a china closet, and trying to make bro. You got to be more savvy about it. Watch SGA, see how he slows down. Giddey does the same thing. They slow down when they get to the basket. It's like, okay, let me slow down, but they're still moving. Luka's the exact same way. They're still moving fast, but they're slowing down. They're attacking hard, but making a move semi-hard when they're there. And that's the difference. But he is getting better at all of that, and I will say that. But my problem is, from 139 till it was 41-38, they made a win on a 19-4 run on us from the 1 minute and 39-second mark of the second quarter. They went on a 19-4 run. We were turning the ball away because we had on the court, trying to make plays where you're driving to the basket and turn around and trying to get bailed out, throwing it up. Defenders are staying exactly where they are because teams are getting smarter and understanding when they play against the Thunder. Guys are going to drive to the basket and they're looking to throw it away. So all you got to do is stay at home on your defender now. Thunder's going to throw the ball away. And that's exactly what happened, and it's allowed them to go on a 19-4 run. Okay? That's exactly what happened. You got to understand that when you're attacking the basket, you have to have a plan. You got to know exactly what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, who I'm going to assess, who I'm going to attack, who I'm not going to attack. You got to know what you're doing. I want to say that Williams and Dort, we get back in the game kind of close, and Williams and Dort throw up two crazy shots. We're only down 10. And you throw up two crazy shots. After you make two good stops, then you come down, shoot two crazy threes. It's just you have to be able to play smart. And the Thunder, when we get certain group of kids and the guys in there, they just don't play smart. And one of my friends was talking about that, how he just doesn't get it. He doesn't know how they don't play smart. Well, I know how they don't play smart. They're not small ball players. They don't get it. They're one way. They go hard 100%. They don't understand, hey, it's about slowing down and, hey, let's pick our poison. How we got back in the game was taking advantage of and exploiting matchups. That's how you get back in game. You play defense, you get some turnovers in transition, you get in a nice rhythm, and then when you do slow down and run your offense, you're patient and you take advantage and you exploit matchups. That's how you stay in the game, that's how you win. But when you throw up crazy shots, no. So, at the end of the third quarter, the Thunder were at 24 points the first quarter, 17 the second quarter, and 20 in the third quarter. Conversely, Sixers, 24, 22, and then 31. And it's simply because turnovers, we don't match up with them athletically. When we start putting these other guys in, our bench just can't get it done. And we were 3 for 25 from 3. 3 for 25 from 3. 3 for 25. We were 3 for 17 at the half. That meant we went 0 for 8 in the third quarter. We're not a three-point shooting team. We're not very good at it. Some of these guys got to get it into their head. But on the other side, we were 22 of 45 in two-point range. That's very frustrating. Very frustrating. So go into the fourth quarter. Score 61-77. The Thunder make a nice little run to try to come back. But it was 77-87 with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to go. Turnover by Maladon. Poku, nice pass to Favors for the dunk, 79-88. Maladon 3, 82-88. Sixers got a 3-point by the big boy. Poku turnover, which I don't know what the hell he was thinking. 82-93. Rebound off of Williams' miss. Shoot another 3. Baisley made the 3. It's 85-93. Sixers get 2 offensive rebounds on 2 possessions in a row. Get a quick score off a turnover. And the thing about it is, all of our starters were on the bench. But the reserves came in and kept it close, 87-97. But they just had nobody out there that can take care of the basketball and understand what to do and what not to do. That's the key. And I wish that our 2 forwards, Poku and basically give the damn ball up when you get a rebound, kick it out to your guards. They'll bring it up the floor, rushing up and down the floor. Well, bro, there's nowhere to go. The defense is set up. Just get a ball up to the guards and run and go down to the spot and run the offense. You guys, all you're doing is you're running up the floor with nowhere to go, looking to try to go 1-on-1 or 1-on-2. The defense is already set up. Just get the rebound, kick the ball out to Giddey or Dort, and whatever. Let them break the ball up the floor. Or man, bring the ball up. Let them do it. But these guys rush up and down the court. All they do is you make bad decisions when that happens. Give the ball up. Let your guards do it. Now, it's different if it's a long rebound and you got some sort of fast break and you can go 1-on-1 or get the screech to the basket. But when there's a short shot and you're trying to rush up the floor, what for? Everybody's jogging up the floor on your team and you're rushing all by them. But what are you going to do? 1-on-4 then? You might as well give the ball up. And it's driving me nuts. I watch it over and over and over. It's driving me crazy. Give the ball up to your guards. Go down there, set it up, and run the offense. So, that being said, Thunder ended up losing 87-100. The Sixers, 24 points first quarter, 22 points the second quarter, 31 in the third, and 23 in the fourth. And the Thunder does what they normally do in the fourth quarter. We hold teams to less than 28 points a game, 25 or a quarter, as probably around our average. And we do really good. Us, on the other hand, we're 24, 17, 20, and 26. We just have, without SGA, we don't have a consistent scores. Now, I do understand why he's put our starters on the bench. We got the Bulls tomorrow and Chicago. And if he sit there and he ran our starters down the drain and we sit there and we try to play the Bulls tomorrow in Chicago, they beat our brains out. to have any chance to win, you're going to have your starters rested and ready to go on a back-to-back, especially that. If you run really hard against the Sixers and turn around and have to play the Bulls on a back-to-back, we're going to be 30 simply because we're tired. So when I look at this, but it's so funny. What did I say it was? They were 13 of 16 for free throws, and we were 4 for 4. Second half, they only had 21 free throws. They shot 5 free throws in the second half. Why? Quit fouling. Let them throw the ball up there. You don't have to reach every time. So we did a good job of that. We just couldn't score. And that's our big thing, is that we want to stand out there and shoot threes. And I talk about it over and over and over and over and over. It's just not going to get it done, guys. It's just not going to get it done. 6 for 35 from 3. We kept shooting them. That's the thing. When you get behind, each possession is huge. You got to score. It's not by going up and trying to get back in with threes. We're not Golden State. We're not Phoenix. We don't have the shooters where they can come back and go boom, 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 you get back in the game right away. No. You have to go ahead and get a 2-point basket or get a 3 if it's available, but get 2-point baskets little by little is what you got to do. It's what you got to do. That being said, the Thunder dropped to 17-38 on the year. I'm really proud of our guys. We still got a good young team. I'm excited about what the future holds for us. And like I said, we're only a few players away from being the team that I think we can be. And hopefully this draft, we will get some players and some shooters that will be able to show. And plus, we need a big man. We need somebody that can protect the paint. But we need to get some guys who can actually shoot the basketball. So that being said, Thunders lose to the Sixers, 87-100. We have the Bulls tomorrow night. I want to thank you for watching After the Storm. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Peace out. See you tomorrow.